So Brock is back, and man, I cannot lie to you. I was fucking fired up when I heard that music. All right. I mean, I know like a lot of shit's going on, but I gotta say, I'm a big Brock fan. I'm an Attitude Era fan. I grew up with the Ruthless Aggression era, and I didn't know if we were gonna get him back at all ever. Right. I mean, I think there was always a chance. I felt like maybe, especially when they kept kind of like name dropping him a few like times over the year and stuff like that over the past 2 years or whatever. And then you would get like, and then the announcement came when SummerSlam was going to be held in Minneapolis, and I kind of started to wonder, like, all right, Minneapolis, SummerSlam, Brock is kind of like Mr. SummerSlam, so I did kind of start to wonder, like, maybe, there's a chance he could come back, and I always felt like there was a chance he could come back, but I was just thinking how, right? How would he come back? And I didn't really occur to me that like it would be on Cena's farewell tour, and so when Cena was walking out, I think for me, once the match ended, and then you felt, all right, Cody's in the ring. He gives Cena the ring, final SummerSlam for Cena, and Cena's there, and he's kind of walking out, right? And there's just this buzz. I was like, okay, The Rock would come out, maybe. You're thinking who could come out, and then when that hits, when Lesnar's music hits, man, it was absolutely electric, and it's just one of those moments that like. I was just like texting my brother, just like as that's all playing out, and it was wild. Like you always love seeing those kind of moments, those returns, like when Brock, like all the times Brock Lesnar comes back and that guitar riff hits, it's epic. It is so fun to watch. Because I just think like again, SummerSlam is Brock's show, right? I feel like he always has big moments at SummerSlam. You go back to 2002, beats The Rock. I watched that one, by the way. That's how old I am. But he's the youngest champion there ever. 2021, he comes back against Roman after Roman beats Cena. The match he had with Taker at SummerSlam, that was insane. The match he had with Roman in 2022, that last man standing match where he comes out on a fucking tractor trailer or whatever, tractor, and like he just lifts the ring up. That's a crazy one. So I think Brock and SummerSlam are basically intertwined together. That's why I think it makes so much sense for Brock to be like retiring this final year at Minneapolis SummerSlam next year. That's kind of like my take on what's going to happen. Is it's in Minneapolis for his home state, for him to retire in his home state, and I just think that like just him coming back the way he did, really, especially now with like WWE partnering with ESPN, TKO, UFC, WWE, like Brock he's just in that world, right? Like the most legitimate athlete on the WWE roster. So, it was awesome. I mean, like I'm a Brock fan, so it's just one of those where I loved it. And I think a lot of people, for the most part, you talk about just in terms of in the business, right? I think everyone was pumped up. I think the fans were pumped up, and you're always going to get, critics and people saying what they want to say. But it is what it is, right? But I think that for me, with this kind of farewell tour, if it's Brock's final year, I don't think it's going to be like Cena, where he's going to be doing as many appearances, but I think you have, like big matches. You have like the marquee matches, the marquee events, like certain moments where it would be good to have Brock in there. I think that would be really cool leading up till his final match in Minneapolis at SummerSlam next year. That would be just my take on how it would go. He would definitely do a bunch of, like the Manias. He would do probably the Crown Jewel. He would probably do the Paris one. We'll see. Actually, I don't know. I mean, those ones go right back to back. So, we'll see. But it's really fun to have that, because when you bring Brock back to the roster, right? Now it's like, okay. I mean, if you start with Cena too, right? Like Cena and Brock go way back. You know what I mean? Like, I think if you look at just the history of Cena and Brock from the OVW days, right? That draft class, that epic draft class we had, I think it was Cena, Brock, Batista, Randy Orton. I think I might be missing people, but I think that's basically a large majority of the standouts from that draft class. Shelton Benjamin, I think, right? He was there too. But there's so much history there with Cena and Brock, and over the years they've kind of really, battled it out and have done a large amount of the a large amount of their feuds and things like that over the years, and it's just going to be so cool for Cena's final run here to go against Brock. It's only fitting, right? He goes against Randy Orton, he goes against CM Punk, he goes against a lot of, Cody now, who's like the next torch. He passes the torch to Cody, right? But you have to revisit that Cena versus Brock rivalry because there's just so much history there with them too. It's really cool, and who knows, right? I think with Brock back, does that invite matchups like Brock versus Gunther, Brock versus Braun, Brock versus Bronson Reed? Does Roman kind of get back in? I don't know if there's any more meat in the bone for Roman and Brock. I think Roman and Brock is always fun. It's almost like the thing you can always go back to, right? Almost like I don't know, Austin, Rock, Taker, Kane, that type of deal. Like there will always be a connection between the two, Seth and Roman. So I think those two, if need be, could happen. But I think I'm more excited to see, like, honestly, like if Brock and Cena, because I don't know who else on the horizon could be like Cena's, like who else on the roster could Cena go up against for it to make sense, right? For the last, 3 pay-per-views he's going to do, or PLEs he's going to do. What if, I don't know, and this could be a hot take, but what if you did Brock, Cena, 2 out of 3, right? You do, the Paris, Brock goes over, Australia, Cena goes over, and then in Survivor Series back in the States, it's that, like, payoff match. And who knows who could win there? I think maybe maybe Cena could win, or Brock could win, but then, or Cena could win and Brock would get screwed out of it, and then that would kind of catapult him into another rivalry with somebody else. Who knows? But I think if they did 2 out of, or best out of 3, I would be all for it, right? I know maybe people wouldn't like that, and maybe too much of that rivalry 3 times is a lot actually. But I don't know. I think it would be good if played right. It could be done well. But I just think the presence of Brock back on the roster invites so many different things that could happen, and I just want to, I really want to see Brock one more time, and I think just having it happen at SummerSlam and the surprise of it all, and honestly, people want to say like, oh, they kind of saw it coming or whatever. I did not see this coming. I felt like it's possible, but I really didn't get my hopes up high with just everything going on. And also, like, I don't know, like it didn't seem like they were going to go that route. And when they did, oh man, it was awesome. I'm sorry, but it was awesome. I loved it. I'm so pumped for Brock to be back, and I'm so pumped that Cena's now a babyface. Get to see that kind of side of him come out, which is what I think everyone wanted to see. I wanted to see from the beginning. I didn't really want to see heel Cena. I understood it was, had a lot of clicks and things here and there, but I wanted to see babyface Cena, and now we're going to get it with Brock returning. We're going to get Brock coming back, and I just think, Lesnar on the roster is it's just so good for just, it elevates the talent now. It elevates the talent level, right? Whoever he's going to go up against after Cena, they're gonna get a big push here, I think, because you get that rub from Lesnar, and you look at what Lesnar did against Cody. You look at what Lesnar can do for Gunther. You look at Lesnar can do for Omos. I know Taker said that on his podcast. Imagine if Omos comes back, and like, I know he lost to Lesnar in Mania for like, it was like a pretty quick match or whatever, but just imagine if he comes back and he really used it to kind of catapult himself forward. I think Lesnar and Gunther makes so much sense, as like Gunther could be the next, no one's ever going to be like Lesnar. No one's ever going to replace what Brock can do and the presence Brock has, but I just think like Gunther being the next big threat, not the next big thing, but the next big threat to people, you could kind of position him like that. But man, there's just so many possibilities for what can be done with Lesnar coming back. So honestly, so pumped up for it. He comes back, he's jocked. He's just so huge. You would think he's massive. Like, this guy does not age. He comes back. Every time he comes back, this guy still looks fucking massive. So I don't know. I'm pretty pumped about it. It's going to be sick. I'm pretty pumped.